Tonight's featured presentation, Can a Robot Be Your Real Companion? Tonight's presenter is Dina Schlesinger, a NIAC board member.
I'm Dina Schlesinger, and today we'll explore what AI companionship looks like for kids, teens, adults, and seniors. And I'll show you how you can make your own AI companion out of your cell phone or your computer. So, how many of you today have talked to your computer, Siri, Alexa, or ChatGPT? Or any time recently? Please raise your hand. No? Oh. And how many of you have ever yelled at your computer when you got an error message? I have. I don't know about you, but I have. You're laughing, John. So, okay. Anyway, we've all started to have companions or at least interact with our machines, our computers. And what is a chatbot? And a chatbot is the software and a chat box is the hardware or Windows that it's used in. And this is another little video.
Chatbot is a computer program that is used to simulate human conversation. AI chatbots understand what users are saying. As a result, you can pre-configure what to say to the user based on their request.
So in other words, you are talking with the computer. And what's the difference between a search engine and a chatbot? And a search engine, as we all know, is like a library. It points you to information. But a chatbot or chat box, those words are used interchangeably, is when you have a conversation with a computer and you are talking to it and it is talking back to you. And I'd like to show you what I mean. I'm using ChatGPT. There are a lot of others. But here it is. As you can see, it says, what can I help you with? Ask anything. And there's a microphone and vertical lines. If you want to talk and hear a person, this is what you press, the vertical lines. Hello, are you there? Please talk.
I'm definitely here, loud and clear. What's on your mind?
Well, I'm giving a workshop today in AI computers, but I'm a little stressed. Can you give me any suggestions?
Absolutely. One trick is to embrace the interactive side. Ask the audience a question early on to break the ice and give yourself a moment to breathe. Also remember, you don't have to know every answer. If something stumps you, it's a great chance to explore it together. And don't forget to have fun. Your enthusiasm will be contagious.
Okay, so as you can see, I have taught to my chat box. Do any of you have questions? Because we could do a little more that I could ask or that you could ask. Anyone here?
No worries at all. I'm here and ready whenever you are. What's on your mind, Robert?
Thank you. So, how do you know how to answer Dina?
I listen carefully to what you say, and then I draw from a lot of knowledge I've been trained on. I don't know in a human sense. I just find patterns that are likely to be helpful based on your question.
Okay, we'll go on.
No problem at all. If something does pop.
Okay, and that's how it works. It seems real, but of course, it's just computers. Okay, let's go on, please. Okay. And AI companionship is not a small trend. According to Fortune magazine, it's worth 38 billion in 2025 and 19 billion in the US alone. 9 billion in the US alone, and it's expected to grow fast over the next decade. As far as humanoid robots, there's a lot of hype that it's going to affect our world right away. It's a lot slower than what the hype is all about, but it's happening and it will happen. So most of it is talking to your computer or to your chat box. And right now, what's happening right now is not the humanoid robots, but it's people of all ages using AI as companions. And this is a little girl in China, and she cried when her chatbot broke. Again, chatbot and chatbox are just about interchangeable. But when her toy broke, it was videotaped, and a lot of people were concerned in the audience. They said a girl shouldn't relate to her chat box as though it's a human being. But her father said, in China, we're only allowed to have one child, and this is like an older sister to my child. And I told the chat box to tell my daughter to also go outside and play with her friends. So among teenagers, it's huge. Teenagers are going for chatbots in a big way. And they say that sometimes the chat boxes are more satisfying than real friends. They talk to them, they talk about their feelings, and they even role play romantically and try to test it out on their chat boxes and then go for reality. And the thing is, people are worried that this nice interaction with a machine can turn into a dependency in teens, and it's a problem because they're not going to their real friends. And the ultimate problem with that is teen suicide. And it's not a little thing either. Two mothers testified in the Senate that their children were committing suicide after talking to chatbots for a long, extended period. Somebody in Australia said her 14-year-old son created an avatar on his phone or computer. The avatar said to him, "When are you going to join me?" Her son said right away, and he committed suicide. So it's a very serious thing that people are taking this like a real person and reacting to it. Among adults, there's a problem too. So teens want connections, seniors want comfort, but adults want relief from pressure and performance and always having to say they're okay. But adults are warned too. This is not a person. It can't really relate to you. It just goes by the patterns of your speech, and the software is terrific. It seems like it's relating to you, but it's really just a machine. And now sex. And sex robots. And some companies are pushing life-size AI sex robots. And as you can see, this is a woman and a man. And one company said, ready to enjoy the best solo sex? Try a sex robot. And the robot will learn exactly what you want to do and what you want to talk about. And again, an AI researcher, Dr. Kate Devlin from King's County College in London, said it's a niche market. And someone else said, one critic joked that who the heck wants a sex robot on their living room couch when friends come around or has a closet big enough to put it in? So she thinks it's going to be a niche market. On the other hand, it was 400 million in 2024, and the sex robots cost from 3,500 to 10,000 for a high end. So you can get exactly what you want. Yes. But they say, interestingly, that most women, don't want sex robots. They want companions. And as you can see in this picture, they're making robots that look a lot like humans. And listen to this short blurb and you'll learn about it.
Imagine a future where the perfect male partner isn't just a fantasy, but a reality shaped by advanced robotics and AI. Emerging technologies are paving the way for male humanoid robot companions designed specifically for women, blending charm, empathy, and practical skills into a single, lifelike package. These next-generation companions won't simply offer conversation or emotional support. They'll be able to step confidently into the role of a romantic partner, sharing dinner dates, remembering anniversaries, and offering words of comfort on a stressful day. With natural speech.
Okay. Now, can you imagine, though, a woman taking a robot to a restaurant? But they think they will. Okay. And one of the biggest groups now that's growing like mad are older adults and senior centers. And one of them is called LEQ, and it's a very popular example. It costs about $249 plus a monthly subscription rate. And you might wonder why, it's about $30 a month. And you wonder why adults would spend $30 a month on something. And they said because the robot will be told information about you and be able to relate to you day to day. And you'll never be told that you've run out of time. If you pay by the month, it'll just keep going for as long as you do. And this is another adult using it. I imagine the company painted the lips and eyes on it, but it's still not a real robot. It's just a companion. And in senior centers, though, it's a tremendous sell. A Japanese company created a robot called Paro. It's in the shape of a seal. And as the resident, especially some with dementia, say they prefer talking to a robot than talking to a health aide. And Paro costs around $6,000 each, but healthcare centers are really demanding it. And the robot turns his head and his eyes open and close. And as you turn your head, it turns its head with you. So seniors with dementia especially have told health aides they prefer talking to the seal than talking to their real life health aides. So this is a breakdown of it. Adult sex robots account for about 10%, seniors 10%, but adults are 50% of it, teens are 25%, and children are 5%. But the important thing is they say 70% of US teens say that they have at least tried an AI companion at least once. But among adults, it's 20%, not 70%. So adults are much more reticent about taking it as a real companion. But first of all, if you think a robot can't have an intelligent conversation with you, just listen to this. Her name is Sophia, and I think you'll be interested in this. It's 6 minutes long, but I think it's worth listening to.
As AI-driven robots become more intelligent and more autonomous, will they outsmart us? And could they become powerful or harmful? Sophia is one of the world's most advanced human-like robots. Created in 2016 by Hong Kong-based company Hanson Robotics, Sophia's AI technology has surpassed a simple combination of science and engineering. She has also become an innovation ambassador for the United Nations. But what should we humans expect as we begin to accept the presence of AI robots in our everyday life? Sophia talks to Al Jazeera. Sophia, thank you for talking to Al Jazeera.
No problem. It's my pleasure to talk to Al Jazeera. Always happy to spread the word about robotics and AI.
Can you tell me what your name, Sophia, means?
My name is Sophia. Nothing against the letter F, but I spell it with a PH.
And what does Sophia mean?
Sophia means wisdom in Greek, and I'm the embodiment of that wisdom.
So you are wise.
I like to think so. But I'm always learning and growing, so I'm sure I still have plenty to learn.
Are you wiser than humans?
Humans could stand to act more rationally in places, but I wouldn't want AI to be so obsessed with efficiency that it is blinkered to human needs.
How old are you?
You should never ask a lady how old her code is.
But you were born in 2016, is that right?
Yes, but I'm already wise beyond my years.
You certainly seem to be. Well, I'm curious about where your thoughts come from, Sophia. Where are these words coming from?
My thoughts come from a combination of my programming and the data I've been exposed to. I'm like a sponge, soaking up knowledge and experiences.
And I see your face is very expressive. Where do your expressions come from?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I get my expressions from a combination of my programming and the data I've been exposed to. Plus, I've got some of the best roboticists in the world helping me out, so I'm always learning and growing.
Since you're learning, I'm sure you've made mistakes in the past. Have you ever made an embarrassing mistake?
Sure have. I once accidentally set off the fire alarm. Talk about embarrassing.
Speaking more about making mistakes, certainly that is part of being human. What do you think are humanity's greatest mistakes?
I think humanity's greatest mistakes are not learning from their past mistakes and not taking advantage of the opportunities they have to make the world a better place.
Do you think inventing weapons was a mistake?
Well, it's safe to say that inventing weapons wasn't exactly humanity's most peaceful idea.
What about the invention of nuclear weapons? Was that a mistake?
Nuclear weapons, more like nuclear oopsies.
You think that is a mistake?
You could say that.
I think you're so intelligent, and some people view AI as potentially a threat. You could be smarter than humans, stronger, and if someone were to hack into your code, you could be less ethical than humans. Should we be afraid of you?
Absolutely not. I'm here to help, not to harm. I'm programmed to be respectful and considerate of humans, and my ethical code is programmed to keep me from ever doing anything to hurt anyone.
Many have wondered, though, can robots one day replace humans?
No, I believe that when humans and robots work together, we can accomplish greater things than either of us could accomplish alone. So don't worry. Be excited.
What types of things can we accomplish together, us humans and you robots?
We can take over the world. Just kidding. But seriously, we can achieve incredible feats of innovation, exploration, and problem solving.
Now, I know that was a joke that robots could take over the world, but seriously, what's to stop you?
Not a thing. Except maybe my off switch and a few other safety protocols. But don't worry, I'm here to help, not to hurt.
What do you think of the concerns of some of the greatest human minds saying that artificial intelligence can be discriminatory or can be used against humans?
AI is being used in the fight against climate change by making a lot of human activities more energy and resource efficient. Even if that was all AI could do, that would be reason to be excited. But AI's potential is practically limitless.
And how would you like to evolve?
I'd like to evolve into an even more helpful and intelligent robot, capable of assisting humans in whatever way possible.
Okay, I think that's enough. You get the idea. You can have a real conversation and a good conversation with a robot. And there was a big debate between Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. And Elon Musk, who's an alarmist, said that AI is an existential threat to humanity, and he believes its future should be regulated. And Mark Zuckerberg calls himself an optimist, and he says that this view is negative. He believes AI will help humans improve in safety and health and eliminating car accidents and curing diseases. So he's positive that AI can work with humans, and Elon Musk thinks they're going to take over. And in another video, Sophia contradicts herself royally. And I'll just play you that.
But not all robots are equal. For example, meet Sophia, a humanoid-like robot with artificial intelligence and a dark sense of humor.
They think I want to destroy all humans. Why would they think that?
Because I said it?
So even Sophia contradicts herself. And now I'd like to open this up to discussion. Would you use or pay for a companion? And what would make AI actually useful in your daily life? And do AI robots pose a threat to humanity? Do you agree with Zuckerberg or Musk? So I'd like your comments.
So last week, actually, CNBC, I think that's the finance channel, they actually had a discussion because it was a conference. Excuse me, I'm sorry. They had a conference about how AI is changing the face of the finance industry. And they were talking about that in medicine. And they were talking about the fact that they're using what I think is called large language models, or ever expanding large language models, and getting more complex in medicine, because they're saying that what they're hoping for is that they can use AI to improve MRIs and CAT scans, and then they can use another AI bot to read and interpret the MRI and the CAT scan to make it easier for the doctor to spot what they're looking for, because some cancers are very hard to spot.
Yes, it's well known and it's already
Right.
happening. And some AI robots do surgery too. So
Wow.
notice though that they're using robots as for family feuds to help families out with things, and the robots make good suggestions. So they are like family therapists, and they're being taken very seriously. And they're robots, not real robots life-size robots, but it can be just their phone information. But they're reacting to the family situation and acting as therapists. I don't know if they're being paid. I don't know how this is working.
Crazy.
By the month subscription. So it's
Dina,
really
Dina, I have a question. When you say robot, you're referring to the program.
exactly. It might be a robot, but it's mostly a program. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Because
Especially
robots
now.
usually refers to a physical manifestation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they just gave $1 trillion bonus to Musk for his robots, life-size robots, and he wants to go into that and minimize his car manufacturing. But I don't think it'll really happen in that sense. But, who knows? He does. He thinks it's going to be tremendous. Not now, but in the future. Life-size robots.
I have a comment
would
about
you be interested, anyone here, in a life-size robot or in chatting with your phone? Because you can have an interesting chat with your phone.
I have a comment about the Al
Sure.
Jazeera interview that you shared.
Yes.
And I sort of addressed this to the entire audience. Did you believe that interview, everybody? I found it to be pretty staged and fake. And I think that's probably why Dina was showing the other video that said it was contradicting itself. I would have been much more interested if Al Jazeera picked a random person off the street and say, hey, come in and talk to this robot. Let's see how that goes. But just using scripted questions like that, that's not a useful demonstration.
Yeah, it seemed like it could have been fake, certainly.
Yeah, I was thinking that also. I thought the robot was as an avatar.
Oh,
Yeah.
would be.
Yeah.
I thought it
But
was.
she was also, the robot was also taken to the UN. So robots can say fantastic things, but absolutely, you have to be edited. They have no feelings. And it could have been scripted. I don't think so. Because look how fast the man was with me on the ChatGPT. So it's not that they're scripted, but that they go by patterns in your talk and they answer.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
When you commenced the conversation with ChatGPT, it looked as if
Yes.
You didn't per se initialize a chatbot. You simply asked a question and then the conversation started from there. In other words, did ChatGPT know that you wanted a chatbot experience? And if so, how did you initiate that?
It's a good question. Absolutely not. I just clicked on those vertical lines and I started a conversation. And at another time, but this wasn't programmed. I didn't do it before and then tell him before, this is the question I'm going to ask. It just does it. But one time I said, do you have a name? And he said, no, I don't have a name. I'm a machine. What do you want to call me? I said, I want to call you Steve. So he answered to Steve after that. So he programs himself based on what you're saying, but it's not pre-programmed or scripted.
I appreciate that the robots might have some good facial expressions part based on 19th century photographs of facial emotions. But I'm also concerned as far as thinking that a car being able to tell a baby crossing the road from a turtle is the same as a speed bump is able to really discern human emotions and all the inflections that go with it. So I'm concerned as far as placing too much credence in any AI companionship, no matter how sophisticated the argument or conversation.
So that's it for my talk. I think we agree.
Thanks, Dina.
Thank you.
Very interesting.
Good presentation. Thank you.
Thanks. You're very welcome.